I feel like I should tell my story now. I've never told. See, I don't post. There's something weird for me about posting your vaccination card on social media.
Yeah.
It's just weird to me because, and even though I'm going to tell you this story real quickly, probably not quickly, probably be a long, long story, but I just feel like then you open it up to people like responding like, my mom's 82 and she couldn't get it. How did you get it? Or, or what. So anyway, I just, even though I'm going to tell this story in a public forum right now for you, I haven't posted and I'm not, and I won't post, but I will tell this, and more people will hear this than will ever see my Facebook. Okay. Right. So I kept trying and trying and trying. I would go through the myturn.ca.gov, trying to get an appointment, doing everything I can do. And then one day I'm on there, and when it came to occupation, I checked retired. And as soon as I did that, I immediately had 2 appointments scheduled for the 1st and 2nd. So I printed out my paperwork. I look at my paperwork. It says when I show up at CSUN in Northridge, I'm going to have to go to the 65 and older mod. But
you cheated.
I didn't cheat because my real date of birth is there. Okay. So I just figure, well, I'll figure it out when I get up there. Either they'll send me home or, but I was going to say, look, I'm retired. I do air quotes. But my real age is here. And if they sent me home, fine. So I go up there. It's a drive-through. So the first line of defense, actually the only line of defense, it's the first gatekeeper. I roll down my window a little bit and the woman says, do you have your paperwork? Show her my paperwork. Do you have your ID? Show her my ID. Had a code on my phone. And then she says to me, do you have a pre-existing medical condition? And I say, no, I don't. And she says, because you kind of need a pre-existing medical condition to get a vaccine here today. And I said, well, yeah, I really don't. And then she says, are you sure you don't have a pre-existing medical condition? Now, Rebecca, I'm still not getting it because now I want to be super honest now because I feel like maybe I was fudging on the paperwork. So I go, absolutely not. I really don't. I do not have I'm sorry to say, but I do not have a pre-existing medical condition. I feel fine. I'm in tip-top shape. So she kind of sighs and her shoulders just like, oh. And she turns around. She goes over to her table. She brings this form over. She puts it in the window and she says, okay, you're going to check this box, which indicates that you have a pre-existing medical condition. And then you're just going to sign your name here. And then I get it. And I'm like, okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. So I'm kind of not comfortable with checking the box and signing it because I feel like that's like a paper trail. That's a paper trail of lies.
Yeah.
So the next person I come to, it's the person that's giving me the vaccine. Well, they don't ask me for any paperwork. They just say, license. Okay, we got your name here. And I got the vaccine and I got 1 of 2. The next one happens this Thursday. And I know that was it. So
I think everyone's trying to be really ethical and wait their turn. Mm-hmm. But I know a lot of people who are like, I kind of really need it. Like I have to go to work.
Yeah. I mean,
do what you gotta do.
Look, I emailed I texted. I texted my friend who's a nurse in the emergency room, front lines. And I just said, hey, I just booked an appointment to get my vaccination. But this might not be ethical the way I did it. And I just said, what do you think? Literally, if she would have said, yeah, that's not cool. Don't do that.
Right.
But the text back in all caps was fucking get it.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you sure? She goes, so many people are refusing it that if you can get it, you should get it.
I have a friend who's a nurse who I just talked to today. And she said the same thing. She was waiting her turn because she is a nurse, but she was furloughed. So she's like, I don't really have to go to the office right now.
Yeah.
And they made it available to like 30,000 medical personnel in New Jersey. And of the 30,000, she said like 2,500 showed up. So many people were just like, I don't know. And she was like, oh, screw it then. Get out of the way. I'll get it then if you're not sure. Yeah.
So So that's where we are.
There you go.
I was going to say I should have it because I'm a national treasure.
Right.
You know, Tom Hanks, Pat Francis, and Bruce Springsteen. We should all get it. Who were some of the people that you thought you were going to get? No problem. This is a lock. I'm getting this person. This is easy. And then you just couldn't get them. Do you have some of those people?
I have lots of them. And one of them is partly your fault. I love Howard Jones. Everybody I know has had Howard.
Fault? I don't even like Howard Jones.
Because I'm going to tell you why this is your fault.
Oh my God.
Everyone I know pretty much has had Howard on their podcast, and his publicist, I used to email every few months.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Yes. And she would say, no, he's really busy right now working on this or that. Maybe, in a couple of months. And then I'd email in a couple of months and she'd say, he's really busy doing this or that. In the meantime, I would see him on someone else's podcast.
Right. And that makes you mad.
That makes me mad. And one of the times I was there visiting you, you were telling me how you just play hardball with these people.
And I do.
Yes. And you're like, you know what, lady? No one else tells me no except for you. You're the only one, So I'm like, I'm going to do the Pat Francis on Howard Jones's publicist. And I'm like, look, you've been blowing me off for years. What do I have to do to make this happen? Do I have to send you a gift? Is the problem that I'm not good enough or I'm not big enough? Yeah. Just be straight with me. What do I have to do? I'm a huge fan. I know more about Howard Jones than most of the people that he talks to.
Yeah.
Why not me? Now she won't return any of my emails. No. And if she does, because I still email her every few months. And she also handles Tom Bailey from the Thompson Twins, who I also really love. She won't go near me. And if she does, it's no. It's like one-word emails, And I think, man, it's because I did what Pat suggested that I'm never going to get Howard Jones on the show now. And I've had people who know Howard put in a good word for me with Howard, and she's still in the middle and won't let it happen. Drives me crazy.
Yeah, I've been going after Ricky Lee Jones for so long. And I just can't believe it. It's not happening. And then finally, just a couple months ago, her guy said, don't ask for Ricky anymore. So her new book comes out this week. So I emailed him. I'm like, hey, is Ricky doing press for the new book? And he said, I'm no longer working with Ricky Lee Jones. But that's good because now so today I emailed the proper person and she got right back to me immediately. And she said, I'm talking to Ricky about this right now. So hang tight. So, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
But what I would do is when, and what John said is partly true. About 20 years ago, we were at a wedding and they brought out like the groom's, nephew who was like 7 and he sang that song and it was the worst.
I believe I can
it was just this little kid comes out and he's just like, I believe I can fly.
Why do you allow that at your wedding?
I know they just trotted in, and now my nephew.
It's gonna be cute, and then he just talks. I don't know, Margaret.
It's not. It wasn't cute. I'm not big on kids singing.
No,
it leans more.
I'm not big on kids doing anything. You know who they are? They're not funny. Let's be honest. They're never funny in sitcoms. Kids are only funny to their own parents. That's it. They're not, small doses.
There's an age where they can get funny, but 1 to 6 or 7 or 8.
No, it's cute, but it's only amusing to the parents and the family. That's it.
Oh, you got to see him eat pie. It's crazy.
Oh, he just learned a magic trick. So he's going to come. No.
He's going to waste about 20 of your minutes. He's going to do it 3 times.
Well, there was a host of dirtbags in 80s hair metal. I mean, you could go deep into any of those. All of Motley Crue, probably you could do. And watch Decline of Western Civilization, any of those bands, probably. Yep. And this is a band I only thought of them because I read recently the lead singer's autobiography. And he has been on the show and a guest of the show. But Stephen Pearcy of Rat, that was a read that, first of all, I mean, it is nonstop, like sex, like talking about getting laid. He wanted to get laid, how much he got laid, and on and on. And after a while, you go, we get it, dude. You like, and by the 50th reference to calling it trim and everything else, just okay, enough. And he's like, what is he, 65 now or something? And still, dude, enough. And it just seems so childish and sleazy. And he would say he used to get booked. They used to book his band at the Whiskey because he used to the female booker he would go into the office and allow her to blow him, and that's how his band got booked. And it's like, what? No, that didn't happen. Shut up! It didn't happen. You trim. Shut up.
Wow. How old is it? How old is
he? Just a dirtbag.
How old is our friend Kyle, Stephen Pearcy? We've spent time with him.
Pearcy is 64 years old.
64 years old.
Mm. All right. Did you get that vibe? Well, you can't say anything, Pat. You were in the room with him.
He seemed, I got to be honest, he seemed 100% super nice guy.
Okay. All right.
But I mean,
did he bring some trim with him?
Were there any skirts in the room?
Yes.
Okay. Exactly.
He brought his assistant.
Uh-huh.
Right, Kyle? Wasn't her name and her name was like Diamond or Destiny.
Oh, yeah. Okay. The biggest stripper name ever.
He was super nice. That's all I can say.
She took notes under the table for 20 minutes.
Now what's weird is the only way he would agree to be on the podcast is if I blew him. So that was so maybe some of that book is true. Kyle, look up just what he did, I believe, 5 years ago in Las Vegas when he was with Nicolas Cage.
Vince Neil?
Yeah. Just look him up.
It's funny, Nicolas Cage, he's come up a second time because he apparently during the pandemic married Manson and his new wife.
Oh, great.
Legal troubles. Hold on, I gotta scroll way down here.
Yeah, there's tons.
April 2016, charged with misdemeanor battery for assaulting a woman outside of a casino in Las Vegas. She approached him for his autograph when he pulled her to the ground by the hair before actor Nicolas Cage restrained Neil. He pled guilty.
Did Cage happen to be there, or did he fly in?
No, they were
Superman suit.
Wouldn't you love to see Nicolas Cage restraining
Vince Neil?
It's not worth it. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. Let it go.
Rocking good news.
Just give her the autograph.
Just
give it to her.
Sign her napkin.
Sign her name, Vince. Get off her. Get off of her. Look, I don't even want to tell you. This is a difficult one. I don't know what to say about this guy. I'm not even. We all know him. I'm going to play it, then we'll talk about it. This guy's rough.
From the album Rusty Cow, here is.
Hey, Murray Valeriano.
All right, moving right along. But I am glad to be here. Listen, I know a lot of comedians come up here and say they're glad to be here. Bullshit.
Oh, shit.
Nope, lying through faces. But I, Murray Valeriano, am glad to be here with you tonight. And I thank you all for coming out. Let me tell you why I'm glad to be here. For the last 3.5 months.
I mean,
okay.
Look.
I'm sorry.
What
I'm sorry. I jumped in on your joke. I apologize.
Wow. That was an amazing guess there, Steve-O.
Yeah. Well, obviously, Steve-O, you heard the word dirtbag and synonymous with that.
Well, we've got how long have we been talking and we haven't made fun of Murray? I
honestly thought Ted Nugent was coming.
Oh, he's coming.
And I swear to God, that was my next song in the queue. That's what I was building to. And Steve-O, you nailed it. But all right.
I apologize for jumping in.
We're joking. We love Murray. No, it made it even funnier. By the way, yesterday we recorded our episode was Gems from Dirtbags, which are good songs from people who are bad people. And at one point,
Mind Games by John Lennon.
And at one point, I said, I was what do I want to say? Ramping up for the track I was going to play, and I wouldn't give the guy's name. and Steve-O said, is it Murray Valeriano? And that's exactly what I had. Stay-at-home dad queued up, and I played the clip of you stand-up stay-at-home dad. So we just started to laugh because we're like, yes, that's exactly. And Steve was like, I ruined your joke. I go, no, I think you made it funnier because you guessed that,
that's
which is
hilarious.
ridiculous.
That is so funny.
But I told people not to go buy it. And let's just go through a little bit of what you did in it's your guest house / office.
Yeah.
You painted a wall.
Actually, I had material.
Oh, that's just material?
Yeah,
on the
that's
wall?
not paint.
Looks like paint. It's big.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's great. It's I have a Murphy bed there, or a Murray bed, I like to call it. And
when you're on the outs with the wife.
Yeah. Now there's a little fridge in there. I'm thinking she's moving me in there without me really realizing it at this point.
Honey, I got you a hot plate for your birthday. Well, I don't need that. I can come to the kitchen, or you could use the hot plate.
Yeah. Here's an alarm clock.
Here's a microwave.
Yeah, so I had a guy kind of build it in so it just slides right in.
Yeah.
And then I can take it out if my parents come visit or somebody needs that Murphy bed, I can take it out. So I slid it in.
And when your parents are visiting, that's a whole different show that you film in that room.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Do you hear my son came with us today, and he's in the other room.
He's in the other room.
Can you hear him?
I thought I did hear something.
Okay.
He does
not. He likes to talk to himself.
He'll talk out loud. Okay, that's
and
fine.
Sing and stuff like that.
We gave him the rundown. We gave him food. We certainly chained him to the chair.
Absolutely. Pat was so nice. He had an apple juice and chips and salsa and guacamole for Frank. I thought it was so nice.
And I always ask, this was a pet peeve of mine when the kids were little. I always ask the parent beforehand, hey, can Frank have this? And because I hated when we would go somewhere and someone would go, hey, can your kid have a cookie? Well, they can now. You just said it in front of them.
Or because we don't drink soda in our house.
Right. What if I said, oh, here's a Coke? What?
I've had people give my kid soda.
Oh, that's no. No,
like,
thank
nope.
you.
Out.
My kids still don't drink soda. They really do not.
I haven't drank soda in over 20 years.
Yeah, that's kind of my Achilles heel, but I haven't have I had one. I've been off it for about 10 days now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But it's hard. I love it.
It's good. I mean, it's good. I've been off alcohol for a year and a half.
Oh, you puss.
I know. So good. Aren't they the most successful duo of all time?
They are.
That's crazy.
They are.
It's crazy. They're so good too, man.
Yeah, they're supposed to be recording a new album right now.
H2O, does that stand for Hall to Oates?
H2. Well, they're all sweaty on the cover because I think they just banged.
Sarah?
Each other.
Why she got to? Oh,
each other.
Oh, all right.
They're looking at each other, staring at each other. Mm-hmm. I like to turn the album cover on its side, and it looks like Hall's on top of Oates.
Well, if it's going to happen, that's how it's going to be.
You think Oates is the bottom?
Oh, absolutely.
I think Hall is a little more feminine with that mustache. Oates is he's rugged. He's the man.
It's not about feminine versus masculine.
What's it about? Tall versus short?
It's about who wears the pants in that band.
H2O. Oh
no. No more mustache rides though.
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think that would be a great character for a TV series.
Reverend Blue Jeans.
Reverend Blue Jeans. He just goes from city to city solving problems. Reverend Blue. I'm
Problems
Reverend.
or crimes?
No, just problems. Because he's a reverend. He's not a cop.
No one's gonna watch some bullshit religious show. This isn't some Father Murphy crap.
But he wears blue jeans.
Who cares?
So he's like of the people. No.
No one's watching that.
All right.
That's a Quibi show.
That's a Quibi. You don't even know what Quibi
know exactly what Quibi is.
Oh my God.
I knew enough not to put it on my phone because it was going to be gone. All right, another Canadian coming up next. Here we go. Can you please tell everyone when you were watching a movie with Rita and you start to analyze the movie, what Rita called you?
She's always like, I want to watch a movie with my mother, not with Pilar Alessandra, screenwriting professional. Like, oh man. So I'm not allowed to say anything during movies anymore.
No, you're not. I don't think you analyze the movies though.
No, I just, if there's a big gaping missing beat, you'll hear me, what about every once in a while? What about this? What about that?
Yeah.
Or I know who's going to do it. But I think everybody
You're
does
speculating.
That. Yes.
Except for me, I do not talk during movies.
Oh my God. No, people know you who listen to this podcast and they know you never not talk. You're always talking.
want to tell the story about the Chip Chinnery margaritas? You brought it up.
It's probably one of the reasons that I can't drink anymore. I got really sick. We went to this party. I hadn't eaten.
Yeah. Chip Chinnery's girlfriend, Sue, had she has a beautiful house and a lovely outdoor area to eat in. It's got a canopy over top of it.
It was so elegant.
It was so elegant.
It was
made
like
a big
something
meal.
out of like HGTV elegant. It was so gorgeous.
Mike Siegel was there. Our friend Mike Siegel was there.
Classy. It was so great. And I ended up in the guest bedroom just
barfing.
Yes.
Because we got there. We hadn't eaten all day because we were waiting for this amazing meal we were going to have. So we get there and Chip gives us both a margarita. That's no problem. We have a margarita, but then you had a second one.
I was starving.
So you had a second margarita.
So I had a second because I was so hungry.
Yeah. And then the meal, so you get up and leave the table right as the meal's coming. And then I'm just talking and hanging out. And then it is either Chip or Siegel. They're like, where's Pilar? I go, she's been gone a while, hasn't she? And I went and you were just sitting on the floor in the guest bathroom.
Yeah.
And you were
so
like,
pathetic.
and drunk. She was like, don't tell anyone I'm in here. I'm like, well, no, they know you're somewhere because you're the only one not at the table. I'm so embarrassed.
It was embarrassing. It was years ago.
I'm just going to lie down on this. I'm going to lie down on this bed.
It was so.
We had children. We lived in this house. It wasn't that long ago.
I know. It was awful.
It was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, don't even say any more about this story.
Well, the whole way home,
first
you
of
were
all,
just
it's
like,
not that interesting.
And the whole way home, you were just, it's the typical, though. It's like, it's a stereotypical drunk story. Because on the whole way home, she's just like, I ruined the party for everyone. I'm like, no one cares that we're not there.
Right.
They're still having a party.
It was such a nice party, too.
It was so nice. And we'll never be invited back.
Right.
That's the only thing you ruined.
I've been apologizing to Sue for like every time I see her. I think it's been like 7
remember.
years.
She could care less. She thinks it's funny.
Nobody else who's listening finds this funny. They're just like, could you get to the next song, please?
This just dawned on me. Aaron Kahn always participates in these episodes. And yet I don't have an Aaron Kahn song in my playlist today. So Aaron, what I'm going to tell you is if for some reason I didn't have your email or I forgot about it or something, just resend it and I will put it in an upcoming episode. I apologize.
Maybe something happened to him. Is he okay? Should we go check on him?
I just messaged with him the other night, and he played Name That Tune yesterday. So he's fine. He met Paul McCartney. He's fine.
Okay.
Met Paul McCartney as a child.
Well, yeah.
That's a waste of a meeting, right? A kid meeting Paul McCartney.
No, it defines you for the rest of your life. You grow up to be like an amazing person like Aaron.
All right, there you go, Aaron.
We lack love on a Saturday night. You know, I can't really hear it in the lyrics, but I'm just thinking maybe it says something about self-esteem right there. You know?
Hey, don't bring down my listeners.
No. I mean, so you're just thinking that it's the negative instead of the positive. Like,
the thing about misheard lyrics is just because everyone didn't mishear it doesn't mean that you didn't mishear it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If that's how you're hearing it, that's how you're hearing it. If you don't believe me, let me call up my friend Reverend Blue Jeans and ask him about it. He'll set you straight.
The fact that he's 7 years old and knows the word lack is not a dumb kid.
No.
We lack love. That would actually be a cool song. We lack love.
You sound like a Russian Bond villain. We lack love.
We lack love.
You know the Bond villain that Kyle and I came up with on this show.
Mm-mm.
His name's Bloodcook.
That's gross.
He's Bloodcook.
That is so gross.
Mr. Bond, Bloodcook is here to see you.
What? How did you and your nephew come up with this horrible...
We're stupid and weird.
Disgusting. Okay. Oh, God. So I was in a band, a high school band.
Okay. What was the band called?
Well, that's the thing. We named, even the name was from a misheard lyric on my part. Okay. So first of all, I wanted to sing all these like Stevie Nicks and Motel songs and all that. And in order to know what they were saying, I would wait till I came on the radio. Then I would turn on my tape recorder.
Sure, everyone did
right?
it.
And then I would try and like listen back on the tape recorder and write them down. Okay.
Yeah.
So of course I always got all of them wrong because I'm just terrible that way, right? But our band was called Dreams of Wine. You know why?
Why?
Because I thought Stevie Nicks was saying dreams of wine instead of dreams unwind and loves us.
Well, I mean, Dreams of Wine is not a bad band name.
Well, I was just like, we couldn't come up with a band name. I was like, let's just call it Dreams of Wine, like the Stevie Nicks song, Dreams of Wine. And they were like, what are you talking about?
But you still named the band that.
Yeah,
though.
because I was bossy.
Dreams unwind, love's a state of mind.
Dreams of Wine.
Dreams of Wine.
Yeah.
That's one of my babies. I don't like when you misname it.
Yeah. But it is like, it's so amazing to me now that you could just find any lyric and you could also find the music, and it's so cool.
That Keith Emerson organ is quite prominent.
Right?
It might be too much. He might
I don't
ruin
know.
it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Do you think so?
No, it's a lot though. On my end, it was very loud.
When you know it's him, it makes perfect sense.
So you're saying if it was just Bob Scully on organ, you'd be like, Bob, too much. But because we know him,
it's like, right. Like that's
now the name I just made that name up. There's no Bob Scully.
Yeah, I know. But if there was, he wouldn't be
he's
taking over the song.
Yeah, he sucks. Bob's the worst.
So good.
So good. I think in the book, because Rod and Ronnie knew each other since they were teenagers. And I think one day Ronnie came over and they were going to try to write songs. And I think Rod's mom kept checking on them and they weren't doing anything. They just thought you would get in a room and it would just happen.
It would just come to you.
Yeah. And they were just like, they didn't know what they were doing at all, which is amazing if you think about all the songs that Rod has written since then. You know what I mean? I guess it's something that you, like a muscle, you really have to, work at to get good at. But I mean, I can't even imagine sitting down. What if you and I sit in a room with a tambourine and we're going to write a song? What would we come up with?
I don't know, but we're selling it to Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. You, me, and Bob Scully on keys.
Bob Scully.
It's going to be great.
He's a legend.
Yep. Let's see who's on this album. Let's mention some people. Rod Stewart, Ronnie Wood, Ronnie Lane, Pete Sears, who would end up in Jefferson Starship, plays bass on Cut Across Shorty, and plays piano. No, he plays the bass on Cut Across Shorty, and he plays piano on the song I'm going to play next. Kenny Jones is on this album. A lot of great people. I'm giving misinformation, Suzanne. That's not good.
Nobody's going to check it.
It's supposed to be professional.
You can make whatever you want. Bob Sully.
Scully, actually.
Scully's.
Terrible. We can't even remember his name. He's the worst. Talking about songwriting made me think of when I was doing stand-up in Chicago. And my friend Jeff Lucas and a girl I was dating, Marge Takis, we would meet like every Tuesday night at Jeff's apartment to try to write material for each other, in the voice of what we were doing. And we would all we would come with ideas, and then the other two would help us flesh it out. So my girlfriend at the time, Marge, she did, her act was mostly blue material. She did dirty stuff. So we would write for Jeff and we would write for me, and then we would always do Marge last. And by then we were punchy and probably drinking a little bit. So like Marge would tell us what her premise would be. And then Jeff would go, yeah. And then you just mime a guy jizzing all over the audience. And she would get so mad because every punchline he would just go, yeah. And then you pretend like you're taking a shit on top of a guy's head. And she would be so mad because we didn't help her at all. We would get our stuff written and then
the worst.
And then we would totally not help Marge at all. And then on the way home, I would have to hear about it in the car. But what was
your ex.
What's worse was we would laugh. Jeff and I would laugh so hard. The madder she would get, the harder we would laugh. And then, of course, Jeff got to stay at his apartment and I would hear about it.
Yep.
But oh well. Hey, I got that story out of it. That's worth it.
That's a great story.
Before we get into songs, let's chat a little bit. First of all, Ezra, the reason you know Elliot is because of me.
Somewhat. Some people would say that.
No, 100%. This Elliot and you are friends because of me. 100%. 100%.
Do you want to tell the story? Is that what you want?
I'll tell my version of it, and then you can tell your version.
I want Elliot to tell their version of it.
Okay.
You can tell yours.
All
right. Well, I'll tell mine, and I'll try to be quick about it. So the first day of college, when I took Ezra to school, and you're getting your rooms ready, you're making the beds, you're hanging the posters, you're moving the furniture around.
Yeah, I'm doing all of this.
Yeah, you're doing some of it. Ezra, you had
Mostly evicting bugs, actually.
You had a single room all by yourself.
Yes.
And then next door was Elliot's room, and Elliot had a roommate. And while Ezra was getting their stuff ready, I just sauntered into Elliot's room because I saw Elliot and I saw Elliot's parents. And I'm like, I'll just say hello to some parents and some kids. And then maybe my kid will meet someone because my kid has a single room. And I was a little worried that maybe you might not meet people, even though you don't have trouble meeting people. That's just what I thought, because I'm leaving you 3,000 miles away. So I need you to have companionship before I leave. And so that was it. And so then we hung out. I hung out with Elliot's parents for the rest of the day. And then you hung out with Elliot the rest of the day. And you guys are fast friends. And it's my fault.
Yeah. So, Elliot, from your perspective, I'm under the impression that a man that you did not know entered your room on your first day of college and introduced himself.
I didn't have a stocking on my head.
No, but you're a little weird looking. You're a little funny looking sometimes.
No, I'm very affable. Is that the word?
You are, you do, Ezra has a good way of describing it where they say that you like kind of coast through life on the white guy friendliness, which you very much do.
Well, that sounds like such an insult.
No, an insult.
No, it's not.
You,
it's not.
Through sheer force of will, are very
coast through life on the
on
white
the white guy friendliness. Yeah.
Through sheer force of will, my dad is very charismatic.
Yeah.
Now, I like this now. My ears have perked up.
Yes.
Yeah. So you the thing is that like you walk into my room and you're not at all threatening, but you are confident and like
strange
and assertive. Yeah. So and so this is immediately apparent, which I'm trying to, at that point, I'm like, my radar has perked up and I'm saying, is this a creepy encounter? Or is this not a creepy encounter?
Not a creepy encounter.
All I had to go on was like, hi, who are you? And like, and I was and I don't know if I ever told you this part of the story, Pat, but I had opened my mouth to say, who are you and why are you in my room? And then my mom beat me to the punch, who is also assertively friendly. And she immediately stepped forward and was like, I'm Lisa, this is my kid. And so the two parents started talking. And then Ezra, light of my life, appeared from behind Pat and was like, are you playing a Janelle Monáe song? And I was like, yes, I am. And then,
I totally forgot about this.
Yeah, no, yes. I was listening to the Janelle Monáe album that had come out at the time, and that was what drew you like a moth to flame to my presence.
That and wondering why I was making my bed alone without my dad.
Didn't I buy your bedding?
Yeah, but you can't buy my love.
I can with bedding. All right. These stories are basically all the same. That sounds, I can agree with all the parts of this story. Top to bottom, T to B.
Oh, God.
Front to back.
Okay, please play the next one. Please.
A to Z.
Please.
Love it.
Pat, we are moving on.
Hey, you don't tell me what to do.
Only
I'm
right.
pretty sure I just...
All right, here we go. Got to tell you, when you two laugh, the levels go crazy.
I'm so sorry.
No, we want the laughter. We want it. Don't hold back.
One time I was in 7th grade and a kid who sat next to me in biology said that my laugh made him want to kill dolphins.
How do you remember specifically it was 7th grade?
Because
It wasn't
horrible
actually.
to be
It
in
wasn't.
seventh
It was
grade.
ninth grade actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I remember because I was looking outside of a certain classroom, and I know exactly where that classroom is located still in my high school now.
So was he trying to say that your laugh?
He was trying to
high
insult
pitched
me.
like a dolphin.
Yeah, like a horrible dolphin, and that
Kids are
it made him angry, basically.
All right. And where's he today?
He never went to college. He worked for a dental insurance company for a little bit. He has an EP that I will not name.
Oh God!
And
I think the next podcast we should listen to.
No. Yeah, he can't hold down a job. Cool. Basically.
All right.
Great.
Yeah.
And he's killed 7 dolphins.
All right. And here's the next intro. When was the last time you had a snow cone?
I was at Canopy Lake Park, which is an amusement park. And I think it was like we had a really warm Halloween, and we went during like Halloween weekend, and I had one of the "Don't Scare Me" necklaces on, and they were not paying attention to that, and I did do a
Whoa.
scream.
Back up. What's a "Don't Scare Me" necklace?
So when you go to an amusement park, during Halloween weekend, they will have
Yes.
actors that have makeup on and are supposed to jump out from behind things and scare you. And
Right.
if you have a certain, like, it's a large like plastic necklace that has like a light on it.
Okay.
And if they see like the light kind of in the dark, they are supposed to know not to approach you and scare you.
And how old were you when you had this necklace on?
Oh, I was fully like 16 or 17.
Okay, and
yeah.
you don't like being scared?
No, I really can't.
Not in like the jump out and grab you way. Like, that can be really uncomfortable.
I can't deal with the feeling that somebody is following me.
Okay.
Like that is the absolute top tier, like get away. Like I really can't deal with it. And it was also kind of adding insult to injury because my family kept saying, "Oh, you'll be fine. We'll get you a necklace. It'll be fine." And lo and behold, they don't pay attention to that at all. And
Wow.
so I literally had like 2 or 3 different employees come up to me and try to like
spook ya.
and like yell my name at me and follow me around and like jump out from behind things, and I would give like a true real scream,
Like a blood curdling
like a true blood
horror
curdling
movie
help
scream.
me, there is something wrong scream.
Yeah,
And
I don't
was
even like that.
I was fully like crying, and it was such a traumatic experience. But it was probably that afternoon, several hours
But did
before
the
that
snow
happened.
cone help?
The snow cone was several hours before, and it had well been in my digestive system for a while. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no, it did not help.
Yeah,
I like
no,
I
stuff
like
like
that the
that's
story wasn't so much about this having a snow cone as it
No.
was about you being frightened to death.
I really can't cope in that situation.
This is good for me to know the next 2 months you're here.
No, oh my god,
Let's plan some scares for Elliot.
No.
Look, my dad does a good, very harmless prank, in that the pranker's code is confuse, don't abuse, and my dad's very good at that. My dad has a way of propping up stuffed animals so that they fall on you from a height, and it's really funny every single time. And it is just you are randomly walking somewhere and a stuffed animal lands on your
That's
head.
that stoner humor that we like.
It is. No, and it's
Yeah.
always like kind of cute, and it's never harassment, and it's never like, it's always harmless and funny and like endearing, and it's never like it never makes you jump. It's never stupid. It's never that bad.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I will not scare you while you're here.
It's okay. I appreciate that.